The new show, totally different creative experience doing the animation. Which is that something you've done before? I feel like you got a great voice for it. If you haven't done it,
I played Peter Parker in Spider-Verse.
Oh, right, of course.
Right. Yeah. So I've done that. I did like little bits here and there. I did a show called Alan Gregory with Jonah Hill 8 years ago. I love animation, and I don't love it for the obvious reasons where it's quote unquote easier.
Yeah,
I love it because there's a lot about acting I really don't like, and a lot of it has to do with like I don't like going through hair and makeup. Through quarantine, I realized I'm going to try to never do a photo shoot again. I don't like, there's a whole part of acting where we have to be like actors / ugly models, like where, we have to stand and have somebody go like, more energy. And I'm going like, yeah. Some actors can do it, and Mark Ruffalo can do it, and he's cool. I don't ever want to do it again. I don't like it. So voiceover cuts that out, and all you're doing is going into a booth. You have the material, the other actor's standing opposite you. They dim the lights, so it's you in a little spot, them in a spot, and you get to perform. And so I love that aspect about it, and that's what pulled me into wanting to do hoops. And wanting to produce was really for me, because this is Ben Hoffman's vision more than anything. I wanted to have a big say in how we did it, in terms of recording alone or recording with others. And I wanted to have a big say in casting. So you were,
because I know a lot of them, sometimes you're alone, you're not with the other.
I tried to do it with people as much as we could. There are just times with scheduling it couldn't work, right. But all the main cast, I did at least the first few episodes for us to find the tone. We would do it together.
And so the premise here is like kind of a grizzled high school basketball coach looking to make it big, and
it's Bad News Bears meets Curb Your Enthusiasm. That's a really hard R.
What a sell!
That is,
that's what that's kind of how I feel like it at its core. Like Ben Hoffman's sense of humor is he takes little moments and keeps heightening and heightening and heightening and heightening, and I think that's where his funny really comes from, which is Curb-esque. And then the Bad News Bears is obviously I'm the coach of a team of losers, and I really want to be a winner, but I'm just not a winner. So, it's a really loud show. It's really R-rated, but I think it's really funny. And it's quote unquote offensive. I think that'll be the soft backlash until people watch it. But I don't think it's offensive to any specific group. Mm-hmm. I think it's just loud. And so some people I don't think will like it by the nature of it. And that's fine. What I tell to those people is you have so many other things to watch. If you don't like it,
so you're like bracing. You're kind of already bracing for a bit of like a backlash, as you said.
No, I'm not. Hopefully not. But in 2020, everybody is so divided and so opinionated. And the whole core of this show, the only reason I wanted to do it was I just feel like it'd be nice to do something that is not smart, not deep, has no message, and is just for bits. Mm-hmm. Ben and I, when we were first talking about it, we were both in the comedy scene when we were first coming up. And 5-6 nights a week, I'd be on a different stage doing improv. And all you were thinking of doing is entertaining the people on stage and then being funny backstage with the other performers. And it was all bits for bits' sake. Mm-hmm. And I don't necessarily want every project to be a message or a statement or to have depth to it. I like that some projects do, but I do think entertainment can unify and say, you don't need to know my politics. You don't need to know where I stand on this. You are allowed to vote for somebody who I detest, and I'm allowed to vote for somebody who you detest. And we can both think this moment is funny, and maybe we can see it as funny together.
Preach, man.
That's what I'm hoping. I don't know if it'll happen.
It's crazy that needs to be considered like a profound statement, but it really is. And it's something that like everybody has lost sight of. And I commend you for even trying to do it. Unfortunately, I don't know if it's even like achievable, attainable, because the world is so.
But here's what I hope. There will be people who hate this show from the left. There will be people who hate this show from the right. That's
good.
Fun.
That's when you know you did something right.
What I'm hoping for is there's a lot of people in the middle who go, yeah, Hoops is really stupid. It's not a great show. They're right. There's a lot of dick jokes. There's a lot of vagina jokes. There's a lot of every joke by every gender and every race. And what we're hoping for is people go, Yeah, I smoked a joint. It was kind of funny.
Yeah.
I liked it. I don't have any deep thoughts about it. It was funny.
I love how you like said it like that, where it's just like, I do feel like everyone who's kind of coming up now, as far as like comedy or comedians or podcaster, like everything has to have that like deep moment, that statement they're making where it's like, no man, we're just fucking joking about dicks. That's it. It's yes, you're right. It's sophomoric and it's stupid, but it's making me laugh today.
But it is, so what we really tried to do, and I don't know if we pulled it off, but we tried to not offend any specific group. And what we tried to do is, if we were going too hard at one thing, to make sure that the other group got it equally. Mm-hmm. So the big thing that I wanted to do in this was casting. So everybody we cast is a gunner. There's no weak link. There's nobody we cast because their name would help sell it. Meaning, if it's me and Wriggle and I'm going hard at Wriggle, well, Wriggle's coming hard at me. Cleo King, who plays the principal, the reason we cast her was because she did New Girl and she used to kill Nick. So we would go back. She did the one where she was the cop and Nick was lying.
And an all-time scene. An all-time scene.
So that's Cleo King. And so while we were doing this and Ben was saying, I want a principal, she's got to be really tough. I'm like, I've got the person. It's Cleo. And as long as we can improvise together, so we would go in the booth and we would say that, you know, Cleo King, what she likes to do is she calls it letting it rip. So she'd be like, let me make this clear. Am I allowed to let it rip? And I'd be like, yeah. And then she'd be like, you motherfucker. And just unleash comedy. And so for that, it was really fun to do. And, you know, I truly hope people get a lot of laughs out of this show, because that's the whole point of it. This is just have a beer, watch a show. Hopefully you laugh.